We are diving right into what I eat in a day, and I'm going to have all the calories and macro breakdown listed as we go. My goal calories for the day is 2,200 with 275 grams of carbs, 140 grams of protein, and 61 grams of fat per day. How I figure this out is by doing an equation, and it's all in my latest video. Go check it out. I try to eat breakfast within an hour of waking up each day because it helps to lower your cortisol and then sets up your blood sugar for the rest of the day. This morning I started off with what I like to call my pre-breakfast before I have my more hearty breakfast, but still with that keeping in mind to balance your carbs, protein, and fat at every single meal, every single snack. So this morning I woke up and immediately had a fresh cup of homemade bone broth, and then I had a whole mango to go with it. While I love having a hot beverage like first thing in the morning, it's one of my favorite things. It is summer. It's hot out. It's warm even in the mornings. So for my proper breakfast, about an hour later, I made a smoothie. Smoothies are a really easy way to get added protein into your diet, and I like to keep mine really simple. So for this one, I just did frozen strawberries, a fresh peach, coconut water, a scoop of plain Greek yogurt, some collagen powder, and my Equip Foods vanilla protein powder. I have the link and a discount code in the description below. If you're trying to heal your hormones, blood sugar is a huge part of the equation. That's why I try to balance my blood sugar by eating every 3 to 4 hours. So my first snack of the day, I had some iced coffee that had milk, coffee, and maple syrup in it. I had a cheese stick, and then I had about a cup of these cherries. The summer fruit right now is so good. Then a few hours later, I was ready for lunch, so I wanted to make burger bowls. This is one of my go-to lunches and dinners. They're so simple and so versatile. You can make them 1,000 different ways. So today I was roasting some potatoes into like French fries size, and I wanted sweet potatoes, but my husband Jacob wanted regular like golden potatoes, so I just made both. Whenever I'm making these style of French fries, I preheat the oven to 425 Fahrenheit, and I roast the potatoes for about 10 to 15 minutes each side. The key ingredient is duck fat. Duck fat and potatoes were just made for each other. It's so good. And then I sprinkled some salt on the potatoes along with some pepper and then some garlic powder. Just toss quickly to combine, and then again I roast it for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then I flip the potato so that each side can get nice and crispy. And then it was time to cook the burgers. I cooked them in grass-fed beef tallow, and these are actually lamb burgers. I cooked them on each side for about 5 minutes, and then once I flipped them, I put some cheese, some grass-fed cheese on them in the last about like 2.5 minutes of cooking. While the burgers cook, it's time to make this delicious sauce. This is the mayo that I use because it's not made with any seed oils, but it has avocado oil instead. I used about a 1/3 cup and then 1 tablespoon Dijon mustard and about 3 tablespoons of ketchup. I'm completely measuring with my heart, but about a teaspoon of garlic powder and about a teaspoon of onion powder. Okay, I absolutely love pickles. They're like one of my favorite foods. So I got these pickles from Costco. They're my favorite pickles ever. And I chopped 2 up, being ambitious, but I only used about a tablespoon and a half maybe, of those pickles in the sauce. And then once the potatoes are roasted, put it together. I put it on a bed of butter lettuce and then a slice of tomato and drizzled that sauce all up on top. This was so good. And again, just one version of a burger bowl. After I finished up lunch, I wanted to prep for dinner a little bit. So I put a cup of white rice into a bowl, filled the bowl with water, and then splashed, like a tablespoon or 2 of apple cider vinegar in it and mix it all around. This helps break down the starches in the rice. Then I wanted to prep my chicken. I'm making one of my absolute favorite dishes. This is a delicious chicken marinade. So it's 1/3 of a cup pineapple juice, 1/3 of a cup of soy sauce. I use tamari because I'm gluten-free. You could also use Bragg's aminos or coconut aminos, and then 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Next is 2 tablespoons of ketchup. And if you're already thinking this is an insane chicken marinade, listen, I hear you. It does look kind of insane, but just trust the process. It's so delicious. Add some ground ginger in there, I don't know, like a tablespoon or 2, and then 4 to 5 cloves of garlic. Dash a little bit of red pepper flakes, and then mix that all up. Once it's all combined, cover with saran wrap, place it back in your fridge, and marinate for at least 30 minutes, but I did this for like 4 hours. A few hours later, I had my next snack of the day. I had pork rinds, which I have literally never been into, but Epic is an awesome, awesome brand. They don't use any seed oils. You can see right here, they cooked the pork rinds in pork fat, which is way better than cooking in like canola oil or safflower oil or any other rancid seed oil. So I really like this brand and they actually taste delicious. And then I had it with a mini beef stick as well as a nectarine as my carb source. Then it was time for dinner. So first off, I needed to strain and rinse that rice that was soaking in water and apple cider vinegar. So rinse it really well, and then it's ready to cook. So I put that into a pot with 2 cups of chicken bone broth. And then I cooked the chicken in coconut oil because it gives it that like yummy kind of nuttier taste. So I cooked the chicken thighs on each side for about 5 minutes and then roasted in a 400-degree oven for about 10 to 12 minutes. While the chicken was cooking, I started making the topping, which is a yummy mango salsa. So I did a cucumber, some red onion, really finely chopped, and then added mango. And you can use fresh mango, of course. I actually got the kind of like pre-cut box at Trader Joe's of mango just because it's way easier to chop into a salsa like this. Then add a bunch of cilantro and then a lime. If you roll your lime like that before you cut it, it releases all the juices, which is really nice and easier to squeeze. Of course, add some salt, and then at this point I started mixing, but I completely forgot the most important ingredient, jalapeno. And so this jalapeno actually came from our friend's garden, which was really sweet. So I chopped up the jalapeno and then added it to the mango salsa, mixed that all up, and it was ready to go. Once the chicken was cooked, I placed it onto a plate, and this is the most important part, the sauce. And this sauce is so delicious. So save the marinade that the chicken was marinating in, because remove the chicken from the pan and then you're going to cook down that marinade to make a really delicious kind of like thicker sauce. So I just added the rest of that marinade and then put about a tablespoon of arrowroot powder mixed with about 2 tablespoons of water. Combine it first and then add it to the sauce and cook on low for a few minutes, and it'll thicken up really nicely, just like this. And that'll be your sauce. Now it's time to plate. I put the rice down first, 2 chicken thighs, just smother it in that yummy, yummy sauce. And then you can top with that delicious mango salsa. No joke, this is one of my all-time favorite meals. I could eat this every day if I could. You can play with the salsa too. I've added avocado instead of cucumber before, or both of them. It's also good. Then it was time to wind down with my bedtime snack. And you guys can see I've hit my goal for my fat macro for the day. So I just decided to have a hot cup of chamomile tea with a bunch of honey and then a side of berries. I did strawberries and blackberries. And that was my day. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next video.